In the bustling district of Santa Mesa, Manila, a baby named Edgardo José Martín Santiago Valenciano was born in 1964 to parents whose lives were already intertwined with music. His father, Vic Valenciano, was a talented musician, and his mother, Gracia Dominguez, a graceful singer. From his earliest days, rhythm and melody surrounded him like air. Even as a small child, Gary's boundless energy stood out. He was never still, always humming, dancing, or performing in front of anyone who would watch. Family gatherings often turned into mini-concerts, with Gary in the center, mimicking the singers he heard on the radio and inventing his own moves. His parents knew there was something special about their son, something that couldn't be taught, an unstoppable rhythm in his soul. But when Gary was just 14, life threw him an unexpected challenge. He was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, a condition that required daily care and constant discipline. Doctors cautioned him to take it easy, to conserve his energy. For most, that might have meant giving up dreams of performing, but Gary was not most people. The thought of stepping away from music seemed impossible. Standing under the glow of stage lights, he made a quiet promise to himself: no illness would define or limit him. That fire inside, the one that made him dance, sing, and believe, would only burn brighter. For Gary Valenciano, slowing down simply wasn't an option. In the early 1980s, Manila's music scene was alive with new talent and fresh sounds, and among the rising stars was a young Gary Valenciano. His magnetic energy and boyish charm made him stand out from the start. Before his name became a household one, he began with small appearances in television commercials and singing contests, each performance revealing his growing confidence and charisma. His breakthrough came in 1983 when he released his debut album simply titled Gary Valenciano. The songs Hang On and Pano captured the hearts of listeners across the Philippines, marking the arrival of a new kind of performer, one who could both sing powerfully and dance with infectious energy. As his fame grew, so did his reputation for electrifying stage performances. Audiences marveled at how he seemed to never tire, moving and singing with passion that felt almost supernatural. It was during this time that people began calling him Mr. Pure Energy, a nickname that perfectly captured his unstoppable spirit. Gary didn't just perform, he transformed every stage into an explosion of light, rhythm, and emotion. Yet behind the excitement was a man deeply dedicated to his craft, always rehearsing, always striving to give more. Each concert became not just entertainment but an experience, a reflection of Gary's belief that music was his purpose. In every beat and every note, he shared his joy, proving that his energy was not just physical, but something that came from deep within his soul. Away from the bright lights and roaring crowds, Gary Valenciano found his true source of strength in faith and family. During the 1990s, while his career soared to new heights, his personal life blossomed as well. He married Angeli Pangilinan, a woman who would become not only his manager but also his lifelong partner and spiritual anchor. Together, they built a family filled with love, laughter, and music, a home where creativity and faith were inseparable. Even as he battled type 1 diabetes every single day, taking insulin shots, enduring sudden drops in energy, and facing moments of physical weakness, Gary refused to let illness define his life. Instead, he used it as a reminder of God's grace and strength. His faith became his fuel, transforming every performance into a form of worship. Songs like Take Me Out of the Dark and Shout for Joy reflected his deep relationship with God, blending his musical gift with a message of hope and gratitude. He often shared with younger artists that success meant more than applause or fame. It's not just about talent, he would say. It's about purpose. For Gary, that purpose was clear: to inspire others through his music and faith. Whether on stage or at home, he lived with authenticity, passion, and humility, showing that true energy doesn't come from the body alone, but from the spirit that believes and never gives up. As the years went by, Gary Valenciano's unstoppable energy was tested in ways he could never have imagined. Despite maintaining a busy schedule of concerts and appearances, his body began to show the effects of years of battling diabetes. In the late 2000s, he faced some of the most difficult moments of his life, undergoing heart surgery and dealing with kidney complications that left him weak and vulnerable. For many, these health challenges might have marked the end of a career, but for Gary, they became another opportunity to prove his resilience and faith. Lying in a hospital bed, surrounded by machines and tubes, Gary didn't ask, "Why me?" Instead, he prayed for strength and thanked God for another chance to live and perform. His recovery was long and painful, but his spirit never faltered. When he finally returned to the stage, he did so with renewed purpose. The crowd erupted as he sang with even more emotion, his voice carrying not just melody but testimony. During one unforgettable concert, after finishing a powerful song, Gary looked up toward the lights and whispered, "This is not my energy, it's his." The audience fell silent for a moment before bursting into applause. That night, everyone understood, Gary wasn't just performing, he was witnessing. His comeback wasn't about fame or glory, but about grace, the kind that lifts a man back to his feet when the world expects him to fall. Decades later, Gary Valenciano stands as one of the Philippines' most beloved and enduring artists, a living legend whose light has never dimmed. Even after more than 40 years in the industry, his voice still carries the same passion, and his movements still pulse with that familiar rhythm that earned him the name, Mr. Pure Energy. Yet, what truly defines him now is not just the performer he became, but the person he has always been, faithful, humble, and full of gratitude. In recent years, Gary's performances have taken on a deeper meaning. Each song he sings feels like a reflection of his journey, from the energetic boy in Santa Mesa to the man who battled illness and found strength in faith. His children, Gab, Paolo, and Kiana Valenciano, have followed in his footsteps, continuing the family's musical legacy. Watching them perform fills him with quiet pride, knowing that his energy now lives on through them. On stage, the lights still shine brightly as he dances and sings with everything he has. When the music fades and the audience cheers, Gary bows his head in prayer, whispering words of thanks. He knows that energy, fame, and applause will one day fade, but love, faith, and the lives he's touched will last forever. Gary Valenciano's story is not just about music, it's about perseverance, grace, and a heart that never stops believing.